Welcome back to the Front Mission 2 walkthrough, and now what I'm going to cover is actually some much needed network codes so I can get Lisa and Sayuri here special wanzers. But before that, make sure you save your game. Remember to save your game. That's a big thing in this game, because if you mess up, you're going to have to reload, so make sure you save. Anyway, we're going to go to the network now, as I was previously mentioning in other videos I've done in this series. If you have not already subscribed, please do like and comment. And we're going to go to Access, and what you're going to do is type in ING. You're going to type in ING into the input, right, like I'm doing. ING. And that's going to take you to this next section and ask you to input something else. And now what you're going to do is type in incise, okay? And that is spelled INCISE. And then it's going to take you to this thing right here. Now, the password you're going to type in here is intgehen. INTGEHEN. But you're prompted for that, and I think you're on a time clock after this. Let's see, those with a valid check code, please enter the check code. Yeah, this is the one with the time limit. That caught me a bit unprepared, but I'm going to see if I can do it. Barely did it. Correct. See, intgehen, INTGEHEN, that unlocks it. Now you'll notice that it says, for details regarding the operation, enter the OCU force's address and input the password inane. So we're going to go do that right now. Going to go to the OCUF, and we're going to type in inane like it instructed, because that's going to pull up the information, I believe, on the armor we just unlocked with the network codes. Or maybe it's not. This is asking me for a network code I do not have, so I'm just going to back out of there now. Anyway, once you've inputted those codes, ING, incise, intgehen, then you're going to want to go to setup, because now you have unlocked, you should have unlocked, in actuality, yes, here they are, the MythosB and the SchakalB parts for the legs, the body, and, the arms. Now, I'm going to clue you in on who you're going to put what on. So, Lisa here, she's a long-range missileer, in case you didn't already know, so we're actually going to give her the MythosB. And if you're asking why, it's because it's lighter weight, and it's a lot better to have for a missileer, and since she is long range, this makes a lot of sense. So that's why she's going to be getting that gear, because the MythosB is lighter weight than the SchakalB, and it'll still be able to support, more weight in regards to missiles or things like that. Now, as far as equipment, you can't really do much for equipment for them. I'm going to see what I can do based upon what's available. But anyway, we're going to go over to Sayuri now. And since Sayuri is a short-range combatant, we're going to give her the SchakalB. And that's just what she's going to have on her now. Now, later on, and I do say later on, what I might do is give this to Rocky or somebody else. But for now, the purpose in the main campaign is to basically give them an overpowered buff, so we'll have a much easier time later on in the main story. You'll understand why I'm doing this when you know it when it happens, when you see it happens throughout the story. Now, with that taken care of, we're going to go back to the wanzers and see if we can add on any different weapons, and it looks like we are stuck with what we have. And all we really have is buffed stats now with the new Wanzer parts. As you can see, that really boosted our movement and mobility on both of them. 10 and 32 for Sayuri and 10 and 38 for Lisa over there. And now that you have your brand new overpowered wanzers, go ahead and save your game. And there's really nothing we can do for setup. We're just sucked directly into the mission. That mission, of course, being Mission 5 for the Prisoners of War Rescue Mission. So we're going to go ahead and do that right now. Yeah, captive rescue points. Joint operation between the Marines and Army. There's going to be a couple wanzers helping us and a couple of attack helicopters. And we're going to save the POWs now. Yeah, you don't want to shoot the transport helicopter down, so don't get too trigger happy. Now, given the fact that terrain is also a factor in this game, you're going to want to move them on the road as quickly as possible so they can start moving them forward. So go ahead and do that right away. Save yourself the headache later. Another thing, it's always handy to have the anti-air rockets on Sayuri and the anti-air missiles on Lisa. It's like that's typically what I end up using throughout the game, you know. It's really handy having anti-air on them just with the way the story is. And you sort of get an introduction to that in this level. Alright, now it's our turn. So, we're going to keep moving up the center. Keep them in a tight-knit group there. Alright, let's see if maybe we can hit these guys with some anti-air rockets and anti-air missiles next turn. Gonna move Sayuri up all the way. And let's see, what's our range looking like? I'm gonna move, let's see, how am I gonna move her? I'm gonna move Lisa up right behind Sayuri, given the range of the actual missiles, because I don't want to move her too far forward, because then she won't be able to target them. And one of our allies just took out one enemy chopper. See, that's one of the advantages of using anti-air rockets. They deal more damage than anti-air missiles, but anti-air missiles have longer range at the drawback of doing less damage. And I mean, stuff does get better as you advance through the game. It just sort of depends on what you want to do based upon the armaments that are available. So we've already lost one allied chopper. Looks like we might lose a second one. Alright, let me see if you can target anybody. Let's see, she's in range of those two. Let me check Sayuri real quick. Sayuri, what can you target? See, she can target both as well. Oh, okay then. I guess it really doesn't matter. So, I'm just going to have Lisa target the far one. Oh, 77 damage. You almost got him. And have Sayuri target this guy. Alright, now you see, that's exactly what I was talking about. The anti-air rockets deal more damage than the anti-air missiles do. Just proved my own point right there. Oh, look at that. Our ally's trigger happy. Unfortunately, I think he's going to get taken out. Yep. Yeah, I had a feeling that was going to happen. Yeah, you just got your potatoes twice baked, pal. Ooh, you're being aggressive. Alright, so since we know the missiles do lower damage than the actual rockets do, we're going to move her back one space, and we're going to have her finish off this enemy chopper. She should be able to do it. Just barely. And she did. Alright, now that leaves one enemy chopper. And I'm going to move Sayuri up just a little bit because if you look at the status on the weapon, the Hawk Owl, the range is 2 to 4 tiles. Okay, 2 to 4 tiles. So if I move her here, she should be within, you know, functional range of actually hitting the target next turn. Unless those guys finish them off first, then, you know, whatever. Or it looks like we might actually get to target them this turn. Just make sure you target the right helicopter. You see, that's why I said make sure you target the right helicopter. Because I almost selected the transporter. You do not want to shoot the transporter down, otherwise you'll fail the mission. You want to shoot the commander. And that's it for the POW Rescue Mission. Alright, job well done. That mission's complete, nothing to worry about. Didn't get a lot of money for it, but, you know, whatever. That's okay. Alright. Now that we've finished that, we're going to go directly to the OCU POW Rescue Operations HQ. Alright, so that concludes the rescue mission, and now we're at the POW Rescue Operations base. So, go ahead and save your game, and I'll see you on the next video.